Hi everyone, I'm Jay from Jade Productions, and this is another video on behalf of Strange Machines Games for the brand new Robotech Homefront supplement, and it's coming Kickstarter in order to show off more of the book and its contents, which is coming to Kickstarter in mid-October, October 19th, as part of a supplement for the Robotech Macross RPG produced by that company. We've been asked to show off some of it in these videos here. If you've seen some of the other videos that we've made, including character creation and a sample combat round, this video here is a longer video following us on a single adventure as we go to the mountains of the Alps in the midst of the Second Robotech War. I am joined by Ezrafel, I am joined by Vizon, and GMing us will be Harukajunko, the Robotech Master himself.
Hey everyone, I'm Robotech Master Harukajunko, and I am here to possibly kill these people. Hopefully I do as the Robotech Master. I need that protoculture. But, like Jay was saying, this is just going to be a, hopefully about an hour-long session that we're going to go through, and I'm going to just show off a quick little one-shot using all of the new stuff from the Army of the Southern Cross and Robotech Master stuff out of the Homefront book itself. And as such, I'm going to now set the scene. Just give me 1 second. In the snow-covered Alps, after the days of the Reign of Death, now pushed into the Second Robotech War, two forces fight over the protoculture that is left in these mountains from ships that have fallen out of orbit from the First Robotech War. The prize, the protoculture stored within these ships, if any still remains, the Master's forces having quickly dispatched the majority of their air forces to try and quell this area and bring it under their control. The task and the task forces trying to fight them back at every turn, both sides suffering massive casualties in this battle. On the ground, Mountain Division and Recon Division, all fighting over these mountains, trying to get any sort of ground on the Robotech Masters. But between the Bioroid Terminators Stealth and the Scout and Soldier Bioroids littering the mountains, it makes it difficult for anyone to get far up these mountains. Right now, three soldiers from three different divisions, all groups, wiped out or lost in the fighting, are now trying to push up these mountains towards a flagship, one that dates back further than the First Robotech War in terms of when it was built, but now rests skewered upon these mountains like a dragon of the old myths of this Northland. And as such, at first we're going to go to Zeke. Zeke, Hannibal team has gotten separated from you. Your squad has gotten separated in one of the landslides, though they've reported that they're fine, but they will not be unable to join you on your mission at this point, trying to get transport from one of the local groups. But with all the fighting through the air, as you look up, assault drop ships, 100 or so meter long drop ships, they keep calling them, as for their habit of disgorging troops, more like small corvettes with troop transport capacity, are fighting Sylphids, Logans, and even a few Agax in the sky. Unfortunately, the forces of the Army of the Southern Cross definitely having trouble piercing through the amount of firepower that these things can spit out, along with the Bioroids on sleds above you. Each step in your... I believe you're using the Satyr, right?
Yes.
Yeah, each step in your Satyr crushing snow beneath you. Sometimes you walk past the destroyed remains of several Bioroids, or even some Battleoids from the ASC divisions that manage to make it up to these peaks as you are starting to walk along, when you suddenly notice that you're actually getting a radar contact from your back right at this point.
Is there a IFF attached to the radar, or is it just
After a couple of seconds, it reads friendly. It's Mountain Division, and upon turning to look towards it, it seems to be a Mountain Division Myrmidon that seems to have been scouting the area. Cliff jump Cliff Jumper, as you push over onto these mountains, you actually quickly notice that you're not alone up here. There's a friendly battleoid, a savior, though the division marking's not one that you know of. But at this point, you're just happy to see allies. The rest of your scouting team, unfortunately, having been jumped by scout bioroids and terminators, though you quickly were able to pull out on command of your commander's orders. But now you're left all alone with the goal of getting towards the flagship, now skewered across the top of one of the nearby mountains. But yeah, no, you guys see each other at this point, and you just kind of stare at each other.
No. Ezekiel's gonna call out to this Myrmidon and identify himself as Lieutenant Ezekiel Avanza of the ASC. Ask for his unit and what he's doing there.
Okay. So Cliff's just gonna hear this then and just kind of wave kind of the hand for the Myrmidon just to reply back to Corporal Cliff Jumper.
Okay, Corporal.
So you
Separated
push
from your
him?
unit too, eh?
Yeah. Lost track of him with the gunfire. Had to retreat.
Better that than dead. Well, let's keep going up these peaks and see if we can't get what we came here to do.
Roger that.
Sorry. As you start going across these peaks, how do you have the Myrmidon? Do you have it in walking mode or in one of the hover modes?
I would have it in walking mode right now, seeing how... Because I'm assuming the terrain's kind of a bit treacherous, so I'd kind of prefer to be in the walking mode as kind of a just in case. More so expecting kind of maybe an ambush, possibly.
Alright. If you want, you can roll an observation check while I'm describing this then.
Okay.
As the two of you slowly walk across these mountains, the fighting in this area seems to have died down a bit, though as you look across the mountain ranges around you, each one a snow-covered peak in this desolate white wasteland, like someone just dropped pounds of powdered sugar across them. But you know that this is instead a cold, icy snow, many bodies from both sides probably buried beneath it, and hopefully the towns beneath will not end up in the same fate. But as you look across, you can see across the other peaks, several different fights are happening with masters bioroids engaging in close quarters and long range battles with Spartus and other hover tank units. Battleoids desperately clinging for any ground they can grab from the masters, while the masters fight tooth and nail for it to hold on to every inch and make the ASC pay for it. Though you look across to one unfortunate group as an assault dropship, which I will now reveal here.
Alright, just to double check, I have to say what talents I'm using then?
Skills and talents, yeah.
Okay. I want to try and... So one thing I'm using is blend in and cover your buddy for observation.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I want to try and keep... Blend in mainly because I want to try and use the gunfire kind of our advantage, like the surrounding sounds of battle to try and blend in, but I want to use cover your buddy because I found Zeke here, so I want to try and keep both him and me just kind of observe around, make sure he's fine, like no one's trying to ambush him.
Alright, yeah, I'll roll for it. Alright, so that's 2 successes, and I'll describe what you find in 1 second. But as you look across to that one other mountain, while you're observing this, an assault dropship swoops in low and fires a massive blast, wiping out that group on the mountain peak before starting to fly away, having secured the area around that part of the hill for now, it seems. At this point, though, you guys are noticing that there's actually a. At this point, though, we're gonna go over to Corporal Yuki Ona. Yuki, you've been engaged in these battles through the sky for right now, having even as an AWACS pilot and a little more forward than you're used to. You've been having to consistently engage with these enemy forces, and at this point, your flight is in shambles. What's left of them is either at the bottom of these mountains in a flaming wreck, or is pulled back, and may not even make it. But you now, at this point, you actually spot towards one of the flagship in the area, two lone battloids of some kind down below you. And at this point, if you try to go up any higher, especially after seeing that assault dropship, you come to the conclusion that you may be at risk for possibly being the next one picked out of the sky.
Right. Well,
Or have to switch to the then.
seeing this, Yuki is going to decide to immediately. I want to descend because these two are clearly lost and crazy.
Yeah, from the AWACS perspective and having been in the air, you know that this is one of the more heavily defended mountain peaks, but at the same time, it's been worn down, so it's possible that they might be able to push through. But it's better to have friends near you.
Do I see anything in the immediate path ahead of them from my position?
Roll me an observation check real quickly.
Okay, so I'm going to use, as part of my thing, I am in my element as a recon pilot here. I'm going to use treasure hunt and scanning sweep. I am going to cap myself at 5 dice, however.
Alright. Just so people know, if you are rolling, if you roll too many dice over your burnout, then you suffer stress equal to how many dice you rolled over it.
Alright, so I'm getting 3 successes on that observation.
Alright, so you and Cliff will see this initial group right here, which I will now reveal as both of you you use your sensors and you use your eyes, and you notice that there's footprints where there shouldn't be footprints. Like, you see footprints falling in the snow, but no one's there, and then you guys start noticing that there's a little shimmer in the air before both of you are finally able to surmise that there's a group of Terminator bioroids here, seemingly all armed with their standard battle rifle, trying to move down a little forward, maybe get into a quick ambush position. But you, Yuki, with your higher angle, are also able to see that there's at least one group of bioroids up higher on the hill, higher up on the mountain, kind of watching down, it looks like. Though, upon noticing them, and them noticing you, since you're a little higher up, they do kind of try to burrow themselves down a little bit better in cover, and you lose sight of them.
Shit. Okay. Can I establish radio contact with the ground team?
Yes, you can.
Ground team down there, I'm seeing Cyclops, Myrmidon, do you read? I see you on the southwest peaks. This is Sylphid 3597, Taft Flight 23, do you read?
Yeah, I read. You're seeing them where?
Heads up, you two, I am seeing enemies above your position, both Terminators lying in wait, and a group of Bioroid soldiers that just disappeared off my scopes on a higher ledge. Over?
I'm
Over.
not seeing any Terminators, I'm not seeing anything yet.
They're there. The Bioroids just noticed me flying over. They've disappeared. I've lost sight of them.
Okay. Well, thanks for the heads up, Sylphid. We'll try and work our way around and see what we can do. Keep yourself
Well,
safe.
help your A's, Zeke. Looks like we're gonna get some fun after all.
Fun, sure.
At this point, Yuki's gonna stay in the air and literally just try and just overwatch and stay on station and try and see where those bioroids went if I can.
Well, yep, that's all things you'll be able to do, but at this point you guys know that there's this group of Terminators that's out there. At least two of you do. Zeke is informed, but, I mean, he doesn't see anything. I require them to be invisible. Oh. Yeah, no, would you guys like to do? Keep trying to push up the mountain? Try to...
We have a relative location for them, right?
Yeah. And Yuki and Cliff can definitely has been able to keep eyes on their general location and kind of keep it moving with them.
Given the mountainous terrain, if Cliff wanted to try and take these on, could I find a suitable position for him to deploy into his artillery mode to try and mow them down?
Mm-hmm. That's
yeah, no, you could
so-
definitely... Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, I was thinking of either doing that or even trying to fire at the mountain to maybe cause something like an avalanche on their side to take up the Terminators.
So, I will say this. If you do cause the avalanche, there is the chance that the avalanche may hit one of the towns down at the base of the mountain, many of which have not been evacuated yet, unfortunately, due to the ASC being more bothered with stopping the Masters from getting the protoculture than evacuating people down below the mountain.
Okay.
So you could do that. Just know that you may kill people. That is not me as the GM, by the way, saying don't do that. I'm just saying there will be consequences to some actions.
Yeah, probably. Well, Yuki doesn't know anything about that, but I'm already scouting for a location where he can kind of set up to try and gun them down.
Alright,
They've got eyes on us already, right?
they have eyes further up the hill. You don't know if they're watching you guys at this point.
Yeah, like I know roughly where they are at least.
Yeah. These guys, at least, the Terminators, don't seem to have noticed yet, or else they'd stop moving and just try to blend into the snow. They're still walking along very slowly in a tactical formation. But I definitely say that you could probably get to a position where the Myrmidon's artillery mode could get to them.
Okay.
The Myrmidon's limited to short range from what I know.
Mm.
Could I use the arm spikes to try and get myself up to a better firing position down onto them?
I'd allow that.
Okay. Do I need to roll for that, or?
I'd say you're more rolling to... You're less rolling to get up the mountain, since that's with your satyr and its arm spikes, that's fairly easy. It's more the not getting noticed on the way up you're going to be rolling for.
Oh boy. Okay.
Do they, you guys communicating what you're planning at all?
Yeah, he's probably most likely trying to stay in communication with her. With Yuki.
Huh, I see. I'll see if I can give you a little bit of a helping hand in that. And, I want to try and assist Zeke by distracting them.
Oh, how will you be distracting them?
I'm gonna fly in real low at maximum speed right over their heads while spinning like a crazed duck in some sort of star fighter movie featuring droids and battles.
And a small child at the pilot stick.
Yes, I hear spinning is a good trick.
Yes. I remember that from Leonard Attacks.
Yes, fantastic one. I love, though personally I prefer Revenge of Leonard.
And that is very great. But with that, yeah, no, I'd allow you to roll to assist to distract them.
Yeah. GM, question.
Yes?
Are these Terminators, are they marching in single file to hide their numbers?
No, unfortunately, they seem to have gone for for like a staggered column formation.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So they're not hiding their numbers, but that's because they have more guns than anyone around here.
Okay, I'm gonna make my roll using... let's see.
I'm gonna use Alpha Strike and Aerial Trick.
Alright,
Okay, I'm gonna use Keep Pushing Forward and the Man-at-Arms for 6 dice.
that works for me.
Ah, okay.
So that's 2, and what is your element, Zeke?
Suppressor. So, don't think that's gonna come into play here.
I do not think so, but let me double check, as that's one from the core rulebook that I do not have up immediately.
Okay.
Marine Suppressor. Marine Suppressor, you are in your element when you fight with your squad as a cooperative member. I'd say that it counts in this case, because the squad's working together with you getting up there, and Cliffjumper and, or rather, Yuki, diving past them. I'd say that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So you are getting 1, 2, 3 successes with another 3 from Yuki. So you start climbing up this mountain. You start climbing up the cliff above you to try and get a better look down upon these forces. That way you can actually get some good fire on them, and maybe even get a good position for Cliffjumper or something like that. And as you're going up, at one point you're worried that they might have noticed you, but instead you notice that they're spraying into the sky after Yuki, who's just decided to fly on right by them and is now like spinning through the air wildly. And it looked like Yuki's gonna stall at one point, but then they just dive below the curvature of the mountain, or dive below one of the peaks of the mountains and hides behind there before pulling back up.
Zeke's probably just gonna think to himself that, reminds me of someone else I know.
But yeah, no, you've now gotten yourself up into a position above them. You've got clear line of sight on them, and with all the firing, their stealth kind of has, it's done that same thing in Halo. It's kind of gone from they're almost invisible, they're kind of shimmering, to you can get a fair good sight on them.
Okay. Is Cliffjumper, is he in position, or is he still clambering up there?
So, Cliff, are you going to be trying to go up on this mountain, or are you going to try and drift past these guys spraying guns at them?
I kind of want to get an artillery position, but considering how it might be kind of better to kind of blitz them as an ambush, I'm going to try and charge them guns blazing.
Alright, so we will start a conflict then, with these guys being, you have the drop on them. They only know of Yuki, and as such, the rest of the party is going to have the drop on them. So, we'll start off with communications phase. Go ahead and figure out your plan.
Okay, so you're gonna go charging down there, and just kind of, drift alongside him while pouring fire into him?
Yeah, pretty much just trying to fire kind of everything, take as many out as I can.
Okay, so I will actually probably cover you while you do that. We try and disrupt them, draw their attention away from you.
I'm probably going to try and get more information on what they're armed with a bit more of another flyby. And at the same time, try and provide like some defensive fire from my lasers, try and shoot down any rockets they might have. Because I don't know if they're armed with any, and I don't want to take that chance that they might rocket me or you guys, while again spinning wildly to dodge.
Sounds like you guys have a plan.
I think so.
Alright, in that case, I will move over to the support phase. Support phase, go.
Okay, I'm going to use, or rather, GM, can I use the talent combat leader?
Yes, you may use your combat leader talent. What may combat leader be doing here?
I've forgotten what it...
Don't worry, I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay. I don't have that page open, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Combat leader, so you gain one bonus action that you may use in the support or ops phase.
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to use that bonus action here in the support phase to support Cliff as he drifts in there, guns blazing like some kind of crazy cowboy.
Well, how are you assisting?
Probably gonna just kind of... Let's see.
For reference, the snow around you is fairly powdery.
Yeah, I think he'll use his gun pod and just kind of spray the snow up around him, maybe try and obscure Cliff as he moves in.
Alright. Yeah, no, I'd allow you to roll that.
Okay, I will roll cover your buddy, and if I can get my skills here, man at arms, and that'll give me 5 dice. But would I be at edge, since I would again be using the suppressor element?
Yes, you would. You are working in concert with your team, so you do have your edge from that. And I'll say because of your working to get into a better position to fire at them, I'll actually give you another edge.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be at advantage.
What does advantage entail?
You will have successes on 4, 5s, and 6s, and 5s and 6s both count as double.
Ooh. Okay then, I'm gonna my roll.
Yep. At the same time, I'm doing my flyby, and I've just used scanning sweep to see if I can identify more information about these Terminators, what they're on with, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And you, so yeah, let's see that. That's 1, 2, 3. So that's 5 bonus successes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 bonus successes there for you.
Okay.
That you are going to be throwing to Cliff Jumper.
Do I have to? Oh, I can't think of the word. Specify, like, am I putting those into obscure, defense?
You can if you want to. You'd be in this, since this is the assist phase. Your action would be, you would be able to separate your dice into obscure, observe, and assist.
So I've got 5 successes. I'll put 3 into obscure and 2 into assist, and I will put that in the chat.
All right. And with that, grubby quick information I can give you. All of these guys seem to be armed with some kind of, with their usual standard battle rifle.
Right,
Which after, I will say that you having been around more than once in these areas, you do know that these battle rifles, whatever they're made of, they are exceptionally accurate and can even penetrate a little bit into your armor.
But no true anti-armor stuff.
Doesn't look like it unless they're hiding it somehow. But it does seem so far right now this might have been a scout team or maybe just cleaning up survivors.
Okay. Well, I'm still sticking with my defensive plan to try and use my lasers as I swoop on by to shoot any projectiles that come my way.
Yep, no, they were probably going to be shooting you in this turn anyway. But with that, so at this point, seems like everyone's rolled their support phase. What was that, Elon?
Actually, wait, no, sorry, I'm in the ops phase. Never mind.
Yeah, don't worry. Just so everyone knows, V's here is very new to the system, so we brought him along to show you guys just how easy it is to get into the system. And with this, we're going to move on over to the ops phase. So, Cliff, you want to go in there and just drift and murder these guys, right?
Yeah, I'll be using Strafing Run and Man-at-Arms to do that.
Alright, if I might recommend, the Dragon's Breath equipment suite of the Myrmidon is especially useful against swarms.
Okay, I'll use that as well then.
Mm-hmm. That one will give you 3 extra dice.
Question,
Okay.
GM.
Yes.
Combat leader gives me 1 extra action.
Yes.
That is 1 skill.
Yes, 1 skill.
Alright, so I think...
And do remember, you have your equipment suite too.
I was gonna say, do the recoilless rifles count as an equipment suite?
I believe they do. Let me double check the Battloids. Rapid recoilless, the RL6. Yep, it gives you 1 skill and ignores 5 light armor.
Okay, so 1 dice. Okay, so I'm gonna use those while they're distracted and Cliff is swinging around in there. I'm just gonna try and hammer a couple of them, or one of them, however many.
Yep, you're firing into the swarm. So with that, let's see the rolls, everyone.
Okay. So just double check. I'll be doing 9, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get 3 from your equipment suite. So 3 plus your skills.
Okay.
One more question.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, question's fine.
Talents are 1 per combat, right?
Nope, you can, depending on which one it is, they might have a limit of how many times you can use them per combat, but if you want to use another talent this turn, you can.
Defender?
Alright, you're going to be defending. Who are you defending?
Cliff.
Alright, you're defending Cliff. Roll to defend Cliff.
Okay, so...
And I believe that gives you also an edge when defending him.
So that would be 4 dice, 46. And would I once again be in my element?
Yep, so you'll be at advantage still as you defend Cliff, trying to protect him from fire. You know,
Yeah,
using
kind of
that
better roll,
snow
but-
screen you made.
Right.
Alright, so, wow, everyone's doing pretty bad now.
Actually, I have a question. Can I use my calm demeanor that he's trying to cover one of his newly made friends? Can I use
I'd
that
allow it.
to re-roll?
I'd allow you to reroll.
And that's a complete re-roll, correct?
No. Rerolls in this, you only have to reroll which dice you like. You have 1 success in there, so if you wanted to keep the 4, you could, or you could reroll all of them.
Okay, so yeah, I'll keep my 1 success and re-roll the other 3.
Alright, and I have to roll some dice now.
2 successes. Okay.
Can I tell how many successes I got?
You are looking for 4s, 5s, and 6s. Or actually, you're looking for 5s and 6s. I'd say, yeah. So you're looking for 5s and 6s. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then you also have 3 assists. So you have 6 total that you can throw around.
Okay.
And do I need to
2 assists.
assign...
2 assists.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I forgot both you and Zeke were assisting.
No,
So
that's all just from Zeke. Zeke put 2 into assist.
2 into assist. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so
And,
you will have.
do I need to put my successes from this round into supporting him again? Or is that just a...
You'd have, in this case, you'd have to put him into attack, defend, or redirect.
Okay, since I am defending him...
Yep, you can put them into defend him, and you're throwing up that smoke screen and trying to put down some suppressing fire on these guys.
Yeah, because when you give him the assist, he can just assign the assists where he needs them. They're just
Okay.
extra successes for him, but in this case, you're actively defending him in order to take the hits for him and add to his armor.
Okay.
Okay, so I have
Make
6
sure I was doing
successes
that
then? Or...
So you just need to divide up your
5
So you've
successes.
gotten- Yeah, because he's got 4
Oh.
from me.
Yeah, so 5 successes.
5 successes that you
Okay.
can put anywhere, and then the 2 to your armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll do 3 into attack and 2 into defense.
Yep. So I'm just double checking something real quickly here. All right. So as these, so as you fly by, you roll over, and you look down at these guys as you pass, and you notice that they're all having the battle rifles that you've seen them with consistently. It seems to be their standard issue weapon, and they immediately start turning to fire and aim at you, and they manage to actually penetrate your armor. It feels like, because you hear a little bit extra jostling around in there when there shouldn't be, but it doesn't seem to actually do anything overall. They got a whole bunch of successes to shoot you, but couldn't actually do mecha damage. But oh, what you were worried that I was going to say, and then they pulled out a rocket launcher.
I was going to say sword, but
yeah, I've done it to you, so
yeah, I know you have. I know you have. But Zeke, you immediately, after this flyby happens, pull out your gun pod and just spray the area around them, shooting up snow as they try desperately to react to the new attack pattern that's coming their way. Only for suddenly Cliffjumper to jump in and twist his Myrmidon to the side, and both of his let me see, what were they? GU-13s, I believe.
EP-13s.
They're EU-13s actually on the sheet.
EU. Okay.
So the EU-13s, and you just start shredding into these guys. And the best way to describe what happens as you're drifting around them is you literally circle them 2 or 3 times and start putting mecha-sized bullet holes through them, reducing these Master's forces into little more than very fancy spaghetti. Their blood soaking into the ground and covering the white peaks in red. And you actually kill all of them because the EU-13 does like mecha grade damage and does 2 times damage to swarms.
Oh, that's one problem solved.
So you just did 6 mecha damage to these guys who each have 1 light wound.
Yes, mulch.
Yeah.
Was that
Very
overkill?
Was that
overkill?
Okay, sorry. Each one of them has 2 wounds. It doesn't help them. They're like, yeah, no, they're just dead, as there's now just a red peak of snow from all the gunfire and such.
There was a Terminator unit here. It's gone now.
Yeah, we fixed that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you've slaughtered them, and at this point, it doesn't seem like anyone's immediately taken notice, or if they have, they don't want to get involved in what the heck just happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zeke was gonna call up to Yuki and ask if she had seen any movement from those suspected bioroids that she spotted earlier.
Not yet, but I'm surveilling the area.
Okay. Yeah, keep us heads up. Let us know when they're. Let us know if you see them about to drop down on top of us.
And with that, my Sylphid is going to transform into Guardian mode and hover above them and begin to survey the area, looking at this is going to be a general sweep.
Okay.
But I have the Watchdog talent, so it counts as a targeted one.
Yep, so you do not cut your successes in half.
Yep, I will be capping myself at, you know what, I don't want to have a mental break. I'll cap myself. Because I'm going to use Scanning Sweep and, Treasure Hunt.
Okay.
Of course, I have to actually put in the command properly.
Yeah, no, that would help.
Alright, yeah, I'm good at this. So that's, 2, 4, 6, 7 successes. Actually, those are all successes.
Yeah, nice. So let me just double check some things here.
Wish I could have those rolls.
Dice gods be praising me. I feel the shapings, guys. I feel the shapings of the protoculture. It guides my hand.
The shaping being a religion formed in this era. But yeah, no. So you start looking around, and immediately you don't really notice anything, though you do eventually notice a little bit of movement, and you see it up here at this point.
Okay. So they're,
It looks
they're
like
moving away.
They're moving
Yeah,
away.
Yeah, it looks like it's they've kind of this it's most it mostly looks like the exact same group. You know, some soldiers, a scout. Um, they seem to notice you flying through the air, but they're not taking shots at you yet, mostly because you're just outside of their effective range. It'd be like trying to put up that much fire at you at this point would not be worth it.
I'm really tempted to do something really dumb right now.
What are you thinking?
But before that, because of my success, I want to ask some more questions and see how much I can get out of this. Where are they headed to? And our primary objective, the crashed flagship, the crashed Zentraedi flagship. Whereabouts is all this in relative to us? Like,
okay, so as your mountains are moving up, these guys are definitely situated outside of that master ship, or not the master ship, the flagship. The flagship skewered upon this peak, actually bridging the gap between two different peaks with how large it is.
okay, so they're heading towards it. They're headed the same place we are.
They seem to be more entrenching into a new area of defense, it looks like.
Okay. And what's the snow like around that area?
Snow around that area, I'd say it's fairly powdery, but it's also towards the peak, so getting them into a bit of an avalanche if you wanted to try that would be a little bit difficult, because I already see where your brain is going. But
Yes.
it would be a little difficult, and once again, there are, obviously civilians down at the bottom of the mountains.
Yeah.
If
So
you care or not.
So Yuki is a bit of a yandere. So and she went to the Nara School of Flight. So I'm going to judiciously apply explosive force to destroy everything in my path.
Alright. So you're going to kind of nose in at them and try to shoot them with missiles, or?
No. So my particle guns, which I can fire either in fighter mode or in guardian mode, have an extended range.
Alright. Are you going to try and plink away at them from this long range?
I'm just going to double check that that I can do this, because the extended will take me up by 1, so...
Particle cannons are medium, so they can fire at long ranges.
Yeah, would you say I'm at long range, or would I be at extreme range?
I'd say that you're at long range. You're kind of that long extreme. You're very careful about where you are in your distance.
Okay.
And should you start shooting now, that could possibly give anyone else in the area an idea of where you are if they haven't been communicated to yet.
No, I'm gonna not do that. Not
You
yet.
could move closer and shoot them.
No. I'll leave shooting to the ground pounders.
Okay. At this point, you kind of see them kind of settle into their entrenched positions, which have been dug into the snow, and you kind of lose sight, mostly because you lose sight not because you're actively they're hiding from you at this point. You kind of know their general area. It's more just you're flying around and having to look around, especially because there's an air battle happening not even 200 meters above you.
Yeah. I'm gonna descend down slightly towards Cliff and Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
Ada,
As you guys...
it appears there's some bioroids waiting for us at the peak.
Sylphie, what? Okay, never mind. Where? Waiting at the peak, what do you mean? Are they dug in? Are they still position? What do you see?
Looks like they've gotten into position and are waiting just outside the wreckage of the target.
Of course they are.
Figures.
They're probably already
Well-
engaged in salvage operations. It would be a shame if the mountain suddenly came down on them.
No, not doing that. There's civvies still at the bottom, and I'm not gonna bury them if we don't. No, let's not do that.
Well, not yet, at least. Might have to save as a last resort.
These for you
Understood. I'll keep that in mind as tactic number 1.
guys. Why do I get stuck with? Anyway, well, they know where we are, I assume. Maybe they're distracted. Let's just start moving in and see where we can get. Keep
Alright.
an eye on them if you can. Just don't wander into their range.
While you guys trudge up the mountain, I might actually fly down to those, towns at the bottom and just see how evacuated they are.
Alright, you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll do that while they continue climbing.
Alright, so as your group climbs, you notice Yuki kind of transforms and she kind of starts going backwards like they're going to flop over onto their back into the snow, but transforms and shoots down the mountain towards one of the mountain villages. Ahead of you, it looks like, there's not really too much. At least right now, at least. Yuki, as you go down the mountain and start going down there, you get towards one of the villages, and you notice immediately these places aren't evacuated, like, at all. Most of the townsfolk are too scared to move, and the ASC seems to have forgotten about them in this rush to stop these people.
Zeke's gonna call down there and ask what she sees, since he's kind of figured that's what she was doing. Either that or she's crashing into the rocks. Either or.
Hey, Zeke, you want to tell her she went the wrong way?
Hey, Sylphie. I'm going down to check the villages, not just slamming yourself into the mountain. What do you see down there?
Well, let's just say these villages have been completely evacuated.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
I'll return in a few minutes when you get closer to the peak.
They're going to be evacuated one way or another.
And suddenly, the town didn't exist anymore. But at this point, though, Sylphie, Miss Yuki, your RWR starts immediately lighting up as you are being locked. And as you quickly look around to check where you're getting locked from, floating over this town, three soldier bioroids on sleds come sweeping in from above you in a flying V formation, trying to come and get you real quickly, it looks like, while you're distracted. You guys from the mountain can see these 3 dive down towards where she was, but it's a little far for you to engage, and quickly, you are also actually engaged by a secondary group of Terminators, it looks like, that was behind the first one. Unless I failed to bring them onto the token layer.
Oh, great. There's always more.
Amazing! They showed up for round 2.
There's always more of them.
There's always a
This
bigger
time-
fish.
Yep. These ones do seem to have some sort of larger guns. At least 2 of them seem to have rocket launchers, the 2 of which I will mark.
Oh no.
Well, Cliff, you know the music. It's time to dance.
Time to dance with the angels?
No,
I'm gonna do something
that's
incredibly dumb.
Delphi's job.
The 2 ones with flags I have marked with are the rocket troopers. The rest are...
Zeke and Cliff could see that, right?
Oh yeah, no, you can see them as they're kind of moving up to like a rock and pulling them up to aim at you, RPG style.
Question, do
Hey,
I can't physically know it, Yuki can't physically know it, but do they have rocket boots?
You can't physically know that.
But can Zeke?
No, I don't know if he knows. You know, he's they haven't at least jumped into the sky too much, though you do notice a weird pulley on their belt, so maybe. Does seem kind of similar to those 3 girls that you knew back with Hannibal.
Oh boy. Hey, Cliff, watch out for the 2 pulling the rockets up the mountain. We're gonna want to take them out first. We're able. That's
Got it.
bad news. Trust me, that's bad news.
Had to figure with the rockets.
Yes, with the rockets. They have the rockets.
So, because I'm being nice and I'm not trying to actually kill... Actually, no. Because I'm trying to kill you because I'm a Robotech master and I need that protoculture, you're all getting jumped, unfortunately. Because you guys did not notice these people sweeping around, and I did actually roll for their stealths. That group of Terminators, most invisible people this side of the country. Like, they rolled all of their dice rolled a success.
Of course they did.
But now, the three dudes on sleds, they've come in and they're trying to shoot you. And,
Pew 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 pew.
they are, so just so you know, they are considered a single swarm of 3. They're not actually, like, weird. Or rather, not weird. They're weird, but they're not like lieutenants and such.
Oh, good. So I'm not completely screwed. Good to know.
Yeah. Why would I screw you yet? You haven't even made it to the best part.
So, GM, I have a question, Mr. Haru.
Yeah.
What are the range on these RL-60?
I believe they shoot out to medium range, which I'll say that you're in.
Okay. Sweet. Secondary question.
Yes.
The ARR2s,
Yes, the spikes.
what's their range?
Melee.
Ah,
They're like small pile drivers. If you want to get into melee with the Bioroids, you can.
how tall are Terminators? They're like
They're
person
people-sized.
sized, right? How tall is the Satyr?
I think Satyr is like what?
7
Probably,
meters. 7 meters.
Yeah, it's 7 meters tall. So you're a good little height above them. Do you want to just start impaling people on your spikes?
You know, he's gonna he's gonna throw caution to the wind, do something that he's gonna take a page from one of his team members, and yeah, he's gonna wade in there.
Right. So you start jumping over. So you start running across these hills to get towards them. And Cliff, you'll start doing that once they finish up their turn. Which, let me just roll 3d6 for the for the Bioroids themselves, as they do a sweeping jink on you.
But are their weapons voice activated?
Yes. Well, they're brain active. Wow.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, I can see that. Oh gosh, I can see that!
Eject! Eject!
Oh no! I can see that too.
I didn't think
Oh,
they would do
yes,
that,
okay.
Cliff.
Oh no.
What?
Well,
Huh.
rip Sylphie. It was nice knowing you.
Wait, no, that's too many dice to be the Bioroids attacking me.
Well, no, that's the 3 plus their sweeping thing because they were defending.
Yeah, but you...
So some of that's going
no,
to
they're
defense.
a swarm, you said.
Yeah.
They're a swarm of 3.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a
And
swarm
then they
of...
have...
You're gonna be a swarm of 5 to use an equipment suite.
No, dang, that's me forgetting things. Well, the first 3 dice still kill you, I think.
Them are some cursed successes.
But
Right
I will re-roll it because you brought this up and I have failed. And I don't want to kill you just yet. Wait, what? Why did it again?
Just reroll.
Wow!
Shut up.
It really wants you dead.
It really wants
there
me
we
dead. It still really wants me dead.
Yeah, that's 3 successes. So,
Are they hitting me
let me
with?
hope-
Are they hitting me with mecha damage weapons?
I believe they're hitting you with the heavy particle cannons, yes. that ignore 2 points of armor, which doesn't matter for you.
They're rocking miniguns?
No. It's on the hover sleds.
Oh, the hover sled heavy particle ones. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care about about them ignoring my armor. I have light armor.
But yeah, no, they are only hitting you with 2 of those successes to attack, and 1 into their own defense for later.
All right, so that's 20. I'll do the math on my end and report back to you in a moment.
You're still alive, I think.
I should be fine. The Sylphid only has light armor, otherwise it's like a VF1. A faster VF1.
Yep. So, with that though, Zeke and Cliff, I am going to now kill you. With,
About time.
I know, you want to die. So these guys are hopped up on drugs, by the way, as you notice that they are acting and reacting much faster.
They've got their super belts on.
They have not got. Some of them have super belts on, but some of them are also hopped up on drugs, specifically their combat stimulants.
Oh boy, because that's always great to see.
I know. Well, normally you wouldn't see it. Mostly they just kill you. But yeah. So they're going to shoot you. 10d6. And that's 4 successes total, 5. Okay, so they're not going to be
between me and Cliff, or only poor Zeke here.
No, they're going to put it into Cliff specifically.
They saw what he did to that first group.
Yeah,
I'll do it to them again.
And they're putting 2 into defense, as they don't want to end up like that last group.
No, we'll see about that.
So you are going to take 20 light damage there, Cliff.
Okay.
And so what that means for your Myrmidon is that they will they'll have 1 damage past your armor, which means you will either have to sacrifice a hardware point or sacrifice one of your structures. So you have to give up something like your actually, I also forget that you you have arm shield, so you can always try to just soak up all the damage with that. But since it's only 1 point of damage, you could also sacrifice like a gun pod.
Yeah, and speaking of getting damaged, I'm gonna get my pulse laser destroyed unless I can do something really, really dumb like make a sacrifice action and sacrifice the villagers.
Had you not been getting the jump on, I would have let you.
I know. I already knew the answer to that question asking it.
I'm sorry. Hey, at least you're not dead.
No, I'm just gonna lose my pulse laser.
Yeah, it's nothing bad. Yeah, no. So I'd recommend that you lose one of your EU13s. I think it is.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Just one of the E13s, because
All right,
I have 2 of them, so...
Yep, so you still have 1 in the EU9. And now it's your guys' turn, since you have been jumped, and now you get to react.
And I also have the laser rifle, too.
Yep. So we'll just go straight into your mini communication space just to figure out what's going on.
Zeke's gonna take a minute and grumble about how he could have been in his Highlander for this.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Ada. Now this is pod racing.
No, I think this is Leonard racing.
No, pod racing happened. It's just Anakin Skywalker was
No.
played by Anatole Leonard. It's a propaganda movie. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
I thought it was Logan racing.
Oh yeah, it was Logan racing.
Oh, okay. Now it's just completely dead. Well, fine.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right.
You're welcome. But either way,
Okay, Cliff, I'm going to do something really dumb, and I'm gonna wade into him.
Alright, you want me to join you, or do you want me to cover you?
You took a little bit of some hits there. I'm gonna have you watch my
Just
back.
a gun pod.
I'll leave it up to you then.
alright. And I will now cut your communication phase short. Alright, so support phase. Anything happen in the support phase?
Nothing for me.
He's on.
I want to try and assist Zeke, just because I do want to try and at least provide some cover fire, because I'm kind of figuring he's already charging in with what he said, so I just want to try and suppress the Terminators for him to get close. Or the Balor.
I'd say that's more of a defend action. Like, you'll defend Zeke by suppressing them.
Okay.
And Zeke, you got anything? You want to support yourself?
I do have one question. The built tough talent. I don't have the sheet for it open because it's in the other one.
That gives you extra brawl wounds.
Doesn't really help me here much, does it?
Nope.
Okay.
Legendary hero. Legendary hero.
This is true. Yeah, I'll use legendary hero.
All right, so you're gonna use legendary hero for. So we'll jump into the Alps phase then.
Yeah,
so Alps phase.
Do the ARR2s count as a equipment suite?
I believe they have one, yes.
I think they might. Let me double check here.
I'm pretty sure it's called Rapid Recoilless.
No, that's RL6. So they unfortunately do not. But I mean, it does 8 times light class damage and ignores 5 points of light class armor, meaning these people do not have armor against you.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for that. I'm gonna use.
I feel bad for these people.
For me, I'm gonna lure those guys right in close into the village and dogfight in amongst this lovely European village and fire my missiles directly into them as I am pulling U-turns away.
Alright, I kind of figured you go for blowing up the village still. You really want to blow it up.
No. My character's actually caring. But cold.
So...
If they die, they die.
People die when they are killed.
Am I in my element because I'm trying to suppress these people by,
Yeah, you're working with a
their
group.
free trial of life?
Yes, you do count as revoking. You do count as your element while revoking their free trial of life with your friends.
I'm gonna roll 1 over my burnout, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward.
Oh dang!
And I hate it already.
I mean, you can re-roll. It is a new conflict. Remember,
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and. How many of those? How many? Do I need to re-roll the entire roll?
Nope, just the ones that you don't want.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna
for
keep
natures,
those
it's re-roll
successes.
any or all.
So that's 5 dice that I'm gonna re-roll. Okay. That's better.
Yep. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you had 7 successes. And I'm gonna give you a hint. Since you acted late, defense is not really needed.
I wasn't gonna do it anyway. It's all going into attack.
Okay, so long and short of it, those guys are dead. I'm gonna he impaled them on the he impaled them on the horns of his Koseki armor. But no, yeah, no. So we're gonna and Vizon, your defense roll for him.
Okay, so I want to use cover your buddy and rapid fire just to kind of keep him suppressed, and then can I use my other gun pod as an equipment suite for that, or?
Yeah, I believe your other gun pod does have an equipment suite for that. Let me double check.
Zeke's gonna hope to himself that he doesn't get shot in the back by this crazy man in the Myrmidon.
Which other gun pod for the Myrmidon? Is this the EU9?
Yeah, I'll use the EU9 this time.
Because the EU9 does not have an equipment suite.
Instead, if you wanted to, you could always give him advantage by using the forward spotter element while defending him. Oh, actually, no, that's for assisted targets. Never mind. Actually, you know what? You could use a high-speed, low drag, which is basically you just kind of drift around people and make them upset by your existence.
Sure, might as well just use that again. Or do that, something like that again.
Yeah. And so that gives you 2 dice.
Alright, so that'd be about 7 then.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 4 successes?
Yep. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, you have 4 successes because your 6 counters is a 2. So, as this happens, you guys finally stop reeling from the attacks you're under. Cliffjumper, Zeke tells you that he's going to do something stupid by wading into them, and Zeke, you watch as Cliffjumper transforms into hover mode, and then proceeds to drift over these guys, forcing them to keep their heads down. As you just walk over to each one of their positions, position your arm above them, and then just drive a stake through them and into the ground. Finally, one of the rocket launcher guys gets a chance, and he gets up, and then you go for like an underhook punch, and fire the spike off at the same time, and you just see a giant splatter of blood and organs go at the opposite side.
Hey, I finally got a melee attack to succeed.
Yeah, no, you killed all of them with this, by the way.
Amazing.
The sheer
had
force
no
of your
armor.
impact.
The sheer force of your impacts has killed these people.
Or
Meanwhile,
they've just distracted that long.
yeah. Meanwhile,
They're just horrified, you know.
with the holes in their
Meanwhile,
chests.
I've got
Yeah,
the Fox Among the Hounds element, by the way.
Yep. So you have 5 into attack, 2 into defense. All right. So you have, you've came out of here with your main missiles. You said
Tactical.
tactical. Okay. So you have put them down to 4. They're all caught in the blast radius. Yeah. So you go into this town, which it's usually some pretty small single, maybe 2-story buildings. It's a very traditional kind of rustic looking village, which you then blow most of it up by firing your tactical missiles, catching all 3 bioroids in a flaming explosion that then falls upon a daycare building.
Heroic move.
Heroic move.
Heroic move. I am going to prevent it from crushing the daycare building.
Alright, I will say that you heroic move to the moment you see their explosion is going there, you quickly transform back, stopping the explosion and instead throwing it over to the side in the middle of the street.
Yeah. And I will take a drama for that.
Alright. As the town cheers your name, but so many of which are also like, "Oh God, our village!"
My leg!
But you have officially killed all 3 of those guys, and these guys.
You are so pillow fisting us right now.
Oh yes, that's because there's a reason for that.
I thought I was doing too well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm being way too nice to you people right now, but that's for a reason. Because so at this point, Yuki, are you gonna go back up and join the rest of the group?
Yeah, I'm just gonna yell over loudspeaker. Proceed to evacuation points.
Yep, and you start taking off, and all there is a yell behind you from one confused person going, "Where are they, though?" But you're too gone by this point to respond.
Figure it out yourself.
you thanks for the
ASC sends regards.
Those people died in the name of Leonard. But no, you guys, so you go back up to the top and meet back up with them. Zeke and Cliff, you notice that her mecha seems to have a few more holes in it and seems to be missing a gun. Meanwhile, the same can be said for Cliff with you, Yuki.
Sylphie, you okay over there? You look a little beat up.
Oh, and you also see a copious amount of blood dripping down from the spikes of Zeke's mecha.
I'm fine.
So,
I just was shopping for a good little honeymoon vacation after my wedding. I see you've been making strawberry snow cones.
Something like that. Yeah. You okay, Cliff?
Yeah, fine.
The seats
I'll
are
get
really
in my
awkward.
hand.
That sounds fine.
Yeah, the seats are really awkward to sit in. Like, even your Battleoid, it just kind of just doesn't sit right all the way.
Are you cold?
Perfectly fine.
At this point, you notice that you're actually a little bit cold, Zeke, because you have opted before this to wear your liberated and gifted piece of Garm armor, or rather GMP armor.
It was
But
a gift.
that doesn't actually have like cold weather sealing on it.
He likes the cold. He'll be fine. He's from
Okay.
Canada.
A,
Yeah. Toronto, you know.
what's left of it.
Yeah.
But at this point, you guys continue proceeding up the hill, and at this point, you're almost there, almost to the top. There doesn't seem to be much in your initial way as I move you guys. Much left in your way from the tip of the peak itself.
As long as we don't see any, space shuttles, I think we'll be fine.
It's all
No,
good.
the
It's-
assault.
Sorry,
Okay.
I was about to say it's all good, Zeke. At this point, we just hijack this adventure and we just go and board one of those assault dropships and leave this planet.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to, you can try to. There are some flying above you, killing your friends.
He may or may not radio over and be like, "Hey, you two, y'all survived this. Looking for some new employment opportunities?"
I'm concerned at this statement. I no longer trust Zeke.
We could use some crazies like you. You'd fit right in.
Depends on my old unit. See if they're still alive after this.
So at this point, I have to ask: are any of you actually paying attention while you're chatting and going up the hill?
Yeah,
Oh,
Zeke is.
frack no.
Yeah, kind of after the last ambush of Cliff's, just trying to keep an eye ahead, but also trying to pay attention to the scanners and look around.
All right, so
Yeah, I
then in
was
that
actually
case,
gonna ask if I could do an observation roll.
yeah, Zeke and Cliff, roll observation real quickly.
Oops, that is
So Miss
not the
Yuki, since you
command
admitted
roll at
that you're
all.
not paying it, so though Miss Yuki, unfortunately, since you said you're not paying attention, you're not paying attention.
How informative of
Alright.
you.
I know, right? No, your nails are really looking nice in this flight suit this time of year.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the
Like, you
pale
take-
blue.
Yeah, you taking off like the armored glove of the Ghost of Key armor in there, and you're kind of just looking at it like, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Cliff, you spot nothing. Zeke, on the other hand, that is your roll right there.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, yeah. So Zeke, you actually spot the upcoming death coming your way.
Oh boy. Here we go
As-
again.
Coming down from above.
Where are we going
you-
again?
As coming down from above you, you'll quickly notice that while everyone else is seemingly distracted by talking, you're the only one who looks up and notices this. 2 defensive lines of Bioroids, one big burly one with 2 large tanks, and a large gun of some kind in front of you, the one that you have not seen before, and up above them, a red Bioroid commander seemingly directing the action from above.
Oh no, it's that trio of dorks again. They're after me this time.
Drill, what now?
He's gonna radio in and be like, guys, eyes forward, we have company. And
Also-
they don't look happy.
Also, you were lucky that you rolled as well as you did, because you do notice a stealth Bioroid, its large claw ready and seemingly going after Yuki.
Ah,
This
shit.
is the last bit. This is the last bit of your fight. Looks like, though, as everyone else is as everything else seems to be busy trying to deal with what's at the top of the mountain. So, we're gonna go to communications phase. Communications phase, guys.
I don't
Am
like
I-
the look of that one with the tanks.
Oh no.
It looks angry and hateful. I want it dead.
I need to,
That's an order.
I need to ask a series of questions.
Yes. So start with one.
Alright, so we're just outside the wreckage of this flagship, right?
Yeah, you're a little bit down the mountain from it, not too far, like just before it.
Okay.
And
what
yep.
of these bioroids, if any, are on hover sleds?
none are, surprisingly. Though the stealth bioroid does seem to well, actually, the stealth bioroid is the only one that seems to be on one. And specifically to come after you, it seems.
Okay, cool. 3. Are there plenty of holes to go inside that flagship?
Oh, yes.
Neato
But who
burrito.
knows what's inside?
I have a plan.
You have a plan.
Have a
Okay.
plan?
I have a very bad plan.
By
Is
the
it
way,
shooting the ship to make it fall
That's
on the
okay.
Balroids?
I'm
'Cause
used to those. What
Plan,
have you got?
because question number 4. Are we getting power signatures from the flagship in any capacity?
many.
I have a stupidly bad plan.
So,
I'm
by
used
the
to
way,
those.
Grubby. By the way, Grubby, am I still pillow fisting you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Don't worry. When I start rolling, you'll disagree with that.
Sylphie, what have you got? How crazy is it?
Well, they can't salvage the ship if the ship's not there.
We are here to salvage the. You know what? Yeah,
I
alright,
just
do it.
suggest that when the log falls in the forest, you duck.
Got it. Go ahead. Do what you gotta do. Try not to vaporize everything.
All right. Sounds like you guys have a dangerous plan. Cliff, anything you want to interject into this plan?
Nah, I'm probably just gonna try and start setting up to at least start firing on these guys to try and cover Yuki going for the ship.
Actually, I could make my
Alright.
plan. I could make my plan stupider.
Oh.
I could transform into Guardian mode and pick up Cliff and carry him into the ship to do it.
I'm gonna. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna go grapple with the big green one with the tanks.
All right.
Does that sound like a plan, Cliff?
You want sure?
Because you can blow the thing up, and I'll just dump you in there to do it.
You are coming back to pick him up, right?
I'll just try to ride the wreckage down.
He'll be fine.
All right. Go ahead. Support phase.
I have nothing
Can
in
I
support.
Can I use tactical action? And I'm gonna give. Is that 2 extra actions or just 1?
2.
Yep, it's 2. They
I'm gonna
get-
give one to Sylphie there, and I'm gonna give the other one to Cliff. Acceptable.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then.
I mean, every weapon you
There you
have is a
go.
light weapon, so yeah. Alright, well, if I'm getting that extra action, I'm gonna attempt to obscure myself as I prepare to pick up Cliff and dive behind a little snow trail that I kick up to try and shield myself from visibility.
Oh, all right.
I'm committed
Can
to
I,
the picking up Cliff plan and dumping him inside that ship.
So, if I want to, I can split my actions. 1 skill support, 1 in ops. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And
Can I
then you
roll to
just
obscure myself as I charge this the green tanked one?
go right ahead.
I'm gonna do that. Okay. Whoops. Oh man, I cannot type. Would that count as trying to suppress him?
No. So your support elements if you're working with people, but since
Okay, gotcha.
we're doing
so
something
I'm
else and you're going one-on-one with this dude, unfortunately, it will not.
That's fine.
So you're not concealed.
That's not fine. Well, at least I made a nice show out of myself.
Don't mind that.
Uh-huh.
Don't mind it.
Uh-huh.
But, sounds like we're going straight into the ops phase from here.
I gotta make my obscure
Oh,
action.
yeah, your obscure action. Actually, I also have one I need to do. Sorry.
Because I'm gonna use, keep pushing forward and fade to black.
Alright.
So, I can't remember, you mentioned it earlier, but I don't remember. How many dice do I get for the RL6Rs? Is it just one?
Checking again for your Battloids. RL6Rs, Replicals. It's 1, but you ignore 5 light class damage. Of which, most of these guys are. You don't know for this big guy in front, though. Alright. Alright, so...
I think that's 2 actions, though.
Alright, so now into the ops phase, as you have obscured yourself, Yuki.
Yep,
And,
while picking up Cliff and beelining it for that, for that ship so he can blow it up, I'm, just gonna take evasive actions as I do that.
Yep.
So, question, Haru.
Mhm.
Would it be 2 actions to springboard off the top of the one with the tanks to try and shoot the commander?
No, you could
With
do
the
that all
recoil
over.
rifles?
No, you could do it all as part of a single attack action.
That's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna springboard myself off of the big green one to shoot the commander back there. Or, well,
Alright.
try to.
So I would like you to know, you are the only one in view of all of these people.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to start rolling.
So... Okay. Well, it's gonna be So I'm gonna roll with Wing and a Prayer. And, that's not gonna go very well. Can I use a heroic move?
What would you like to use your heroic move for?
Surviving.
Well, you will survive even if your mecha goes down.
Ah, this is
Remember
true.
that.
I'm gonna use my heroic move to hit that commander. Or no, actually. I wanna try jump on top of the one with the tanks and fire into it from point blank range with the recoilless rifles.
Alright, you will catch yourself with the blast,
Mhm.
just so you know. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm making sure you know.
Just jump on top of him, right into him.
Yep, nope. So you can go for that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Does the heroic act, does that constitute an extra roll? Because I've never actually used a regular
No.
heroic action before.
No, I will say that instead this time, since you've jumped off this guy and are trying to shoot down into him, you will get an extra edge, which will probably push you up to that'll put you into edge at least. I don't know if you're an advantage because you're not working with anyone.
If these tanks are explosive,
Can I use,
could that...
Can I use my jovial disposition? Because he's probably laughing like an idiot or a madman to get a reroll.
That will allow you a reroll, yes. And don't forget your equipment suite.
No, I did. That was, yeah. Wing and a Prayer is only 2.
Okay, hey, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. So,
like-
okay, I'm gonna reroll the 2 3s, keep the 1 success.
So, like, if he hits those tanks and they're explosive, that creates an area of effect with his heroic move, right?
Yeah, no, I'd say if he does enough damage to break the tanks.
So, I'm at advantage, so that's technically 3 successes?
Yep.
Nice.
Of course, he is possibly going to be defending against this, but
Oh, I'm sure
If
probably is.
if you do enough damage, you possibly will ignite the entire mountainside.
And he's just gonna mulch me, but, you know.
And let me double check the damage on those RL6s. Ten class damage.
So, pretty chunk.
Yeah. And, yep, let me just roll for, that's all that. And the stealth bioloid did actually notice you with a secret observe roll that I made. and is going to try and get you with his claws as you pass by.
He's gonna give you the clamps.
The clamps. And just double check his wrist claws really quickly.
They're mecha penning 1 or 2.
Oh no.
Yep, Mecha Penning 1.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me...
Please do not beat 8.
So let me start describing this situation now. Everything has been rolled, I believe, right?
Did you
Well,
roll,
no,
Visan?
Cliff is going to do his thing as I deposit him up into the ship.
And remember,
Right,
you
so-
have an extra action, so
Yep, so
Okay.
So Cliff, you are dropped into the, you were flown over and then dropped into this flagship, and inside you see that they have arranged all of these protoculture tanks around some filled, some not, around its still working reactor, which is churning over fuel, and they're depositing more and more of it into the actual tanks. But it's still active and running. So I will request an interact roll from you to blow this thing to hell and back.
Okay.
And it's going to be just the same normal roll.
Okay, so I want to try and use man-at-arms for that, because this is an improvised explosive, so I could see Cliff Jumper just kind of knowing from general how weapons work. I could see that being able to make an improvised explosive like that.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
he knows how to make things go boom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, no, I'll let you use that, and you do have 2 other skills because that you can use because someone has gifted you an extra action.
Okay.
Don't die. Or if you do,
Well,
at least make it cool.
in the ops phase, he could have used one of those actions because you can still only use
Oh,
2
yeah.
per phase.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, would you actually like to roll one of those actions into the ops phase to probably defend or something?
Yeah, I'll roll at least 1 in the ops phase, try and defend.
Yep. Okay. In that case, roll, and you can probably use your equipment suite from high speed, low drag for the extra 2 dice there,
Okay.
or you can use the Dragon's Fire in the interact phase to blow the thing up.
I kind of want to save it for the interact.
All right, so then just choose your skill and defend with it.
Okay, so I think the skill I'll use, because I am moving positions, is counter position.
All right, that makes sense.
I'll just do... I think I got 1 success.
All right, and now you can roll your interact phase stuff.
Okay.
Blow it up.
Let's see,
I
no, definitely
Oh man.
man-at-arms,
Oh,
and...
Oh no, nothing. I realized I could have used a different skill, but it would have the same number of dice. So
Yeah, and you will get your what is it? 3 dice from your Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
actually,
Just wanted to
probably
make sure,
a good
so
thing
that'd
I
be
didn't
6.
use Alpha Strike, because that would have weakened me even more.
See, I don't. This is a great plan because this means we don't have to fight those things.
Because in a straight-up fight, you'd be dead.
I've
Nara
kicked
would
the crap
approve.
out of you with bioroids for the majority of beta testing. I know what they can do.
Especially the Destroyer. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. No thanks.
hmm I'm just gonna throw myself at it, cause why not?
Yeah.
You want to make Haruka happy.
No.
All right. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, or that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So as the fighting begins, immediately you put up a wall of snow around you and Cliff, giving you the chance to dive backwards with his Myrmidon. An open top vehicle, by the way, with no seatbelts. Him having to hold on to his control sticks to plant himself into that seat as she drags you along, Cliff, before throwing you into the flagship, the black stealth Bioroid, jumping up to claw at you and manages to grab onto you, but it falls away before it can do anything too bad.
Yeah, as I spin with my aerial trick.
Yep. But it does bring you down a little bit in the air because it's suddenly a whole bunch of weight on you. But you get him off before doing any damage. But Zeke, you charge this thing and you jump off its head and you turn your body and you shoot like 2 rockets straight into its back, into its what you think may be explosive tanks, and you're caught in the blast. Of course, you deal all your damage to yourself. On top of the fact that it seems to not care and turn before you're engulfed in plasma fire, dealing 6 mecha damage to your vehicle.
Oh no.
So here's the thing.
He dead.
Well, you're not dead. Your vehicle's just destroyed.
But now you can be killed.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
I'm naked on top of this mountain with a,
The Destroyer Bioroid has like 3 mecha class armor.
I figured as much.
And you did 4 successes, and it only put 2 points into defense. It rolled stupid well. Mostly because it had 2 assists from the commander above the hill.
Well, I figured I probably wouldn't have hit the commander, and that wouldn't have done much anyway.
You actually would have hit him and possibly done damage because he had no defense. But either way, as your mech literally melts around you, you push out an opening in it and scramble out, trying to put your burnt hands into the snow to cool them off as this thing looms over you, plasma dripping off of its weapon as it gets ready to shoot you, only for a massive explosion to just turn your vision white.
Oh no.
Zeke,
I killed Zeke.
No. Zeke. It's several hours later, but Zeke, you awake, half buried in the snow, body cold and freezing towards the bottom of the mountain. You look back up towards where the mountain was, where the flagship was, now just a flaming wreck, much less of it left than even before. The heart of the dragon has been exploded. Though, you don't know if the other 2 made it. You may never know as you see 3 Battloids walk over to you. The 3 girls that you remember from your squadron, and they pick you up in your bruised and battered body. And Commander Zeke, are you okay?
I'm not dead.
Indeed. Let us get you back to the base. It seems our mission was complete. And they carry you away in their Battloid's arms back to the spirit of Carthage. But to this point, you still don't know. Did those other 2 survive? Did they die? Who knows? And that's what we're getting tonight. I'm glad that I could GM this for everyone. I hope you guys all had fun.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Still didn't die this time.
No, you didn't die.
It's just a bad dream, right?
Nope. That was you don't know what happened there.
You must have some real heavy plot armor, Zeke.
I keep trying, and it just doesn't keep happening.
Because all of the damage happened in the same round, including the explosion, I basically just said, yeah, no, the mecha's completely and utterly gone. He somehow barely survived.
Well, see, if I thought about it, I was thinking about using my own tactical action, and after my mech was destroyed, to use my RL2 to just kind of shoot it in the eye before it melted me.
But yeah, no, I think so. You guys all have fun.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and I think that was a good showing of some of the ASE stuff from the Homefront book coming to Kickstarter in mid-October, October 19.
Try the Highlander. It's great.
Shut up over there. But I have been the Robotech Master for tonight, Harukajunko, and I'm over on twitch.tv/LucasG Variety, streaming every other Tuesday. I hope you guys swing by and enjoy some more of this, and pre-order the book and get the original if you haven't yet. It's a great system. I love it. Gave it as a present to my grandmother. You know, best thing since canned bread. I don't know what else to say.
Thank you very much. I've been Jay from Jay Productions. I will see you next time. Have a good day, everyone.